The United States has remained committed to preserving its natural beauty. And once upon a time, an American president, Eisenhower to be exact, declared certain landscapes as national treasures for the enjoyment of present and future generations. And here in Utah, magnificent scenery awaits in abundance. From the mountain peaks and the Great Salt Lake to the canyons and gorges of the Great Basin, Utah truly has a diverse terrain and one that must be explored, especially the arid landscape of Moab. Centered in the region known as the Colorado Plateau, Moab has appealed to nature enthusiasts and explorers for generations. We were drawn as well. And no doubt, it is this unique geology which provides the golden backdrop for a playground of adventure. However, this hasn't always been the case. Long before the tire tracks of man were ingrained into the sediment, this region had a very different appearance. More than 500 million years ago, this desert landscape was once a marine environment. It's hard to believe, but massive bodies of water actually flowed through here. That's right, 500 million. Curious about how these numbers were arrived at? Well, so was I. And it turns out our surroundings can tell us quite a lot about our history. So now I've headed to the outskirts of town with Dr. John Foster to dig a little deeper.
The neat thing is that there are so many geologic formations here that tell us the stories of how the environment changed here. And the succession of changes is pretty amazing. It was an ocean off and on for a long time. But then by the time you get here, I mean, just what we're looking at here is about 200 to maybe 190 million years ago, but you're going from sand dunes, which is basically what the rock at the bottom of the canyon represents. The middle levels there are all rivers, sandy rivers that were flowing across the old dune field, and then sand dunes again. There are also fossil trees that are preserved, particularly in the Navajo, telling us that there were some trees growing around among the sand dunes, and a lot of dinosaurs, actually.
Wow, I can't believe that there were once dinosaurs right here.
Yeah, we find evidence of them in all three formations, pretty much all around Moab. There are dozens and dozens of sites. And I think all geologists dream of having a time machine because, I mean, we see the same scenery that everybody else does, but you also start seeing the past environments, and so everybody, you know, wants to see the past environment for real and not just have to try to imagine it.
But without imagining, we can see for ourselves the imagination of our ancestors.
This is a huge rock, multi-panel rock art area called the Birthing Scene. And this is just one panel of basically four sides of this thing that has rock art dating back to probably about 1,200 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
This was actually a mixing area at the time between the Fremont and the ancestral Puebloans.
Oh,
who
wow.
basically their cultures kind of mixed around the Colorado River area.
And what is this called when you see etching in rock?
This is petroglyphs.
Petroglyph.
You can see the actual color of the sandstone underneath. The dark on top of that is desert varnish, which builds up on the outside of the rock over time. And because it's basically microscopically thin, when they tap into it, changes the color, and that's how the scene shows up. But the other thing is you can see better the actual sand grains in this sandstone. Wow. And some of the characteristics of that sand help indicate that this particular block was once an ancient sand dune.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, thank you so much, Dr. John. It's
Sure.
been a pleasure to come out here and see this beautiful landscape. I really feel like I've taken a step back in time to really learn about the area and Moab. And if you dig history and find yourself in this area, be sure to visit Dr. John at the Museum of Moab.